Dude, this is beautiful water right here. I mean, this is making me want to fish the rest of the day. I mean, this is so pristine. There we go. Pretty big fish. Just released him upstream. The fish curse continues. Got him. Fish on. Dude, that's a fish I've been looking for all day. Nice wild brown. Dude. Heck yeah. Damn, awful release. Well, we caught what you'd call a trout. A trouty trout. Exploring encompasses just about every aspect of life. When I find myself hiking up a river, there's a lot of different aspects involved that make it appealing, you know, better than just walking down the road, getting your steps in, or even going for a hike. I mean, I'm not on a trail, I'm making my own trail. I'm seeing all this different life around me. Little aquatic life, insects, hopefully some fish. Seeing all the plant life and vegetation everywhere on the river. I'm just like roaming. It's this like limitless feeling when I'm doing this. It's like so many question marks. So much to live for. So much to see. So much to, you know, uncover the mystery of. Look at this little spot. This is pretty cool. I imagine there's going to be a fish in here. I'm seeing the natural landscape. I'm seeing the way that this place is right now, and kind of thinking about the way that it formed. Being a part of the aliveness that there is. It's a lot of time not about what lure you're throwing, but how you're fishing it. Like your strategies on the river, your mindset. That's a cool rock. That's a cool rock. I'm gonna keep this rock. So much of fishing is based on right time, right place, right conditions, the right cast. Persistence, I mean, just literally grinding, not stopping, not giving up, sort of embracing what the nature has to show you, you know, the visual appeals of being out here while you're pursuing something totally different. It's like there's like 10 different sides to it all the time. There's the what are you actually trying to get? What's right in front of you? How are you going to look at it? How are you going to take in the beauty that's right there and help it inspire you to achieve what you're after? I mean, I find that when I run, I find that when I bike, when I ski. It's really just when you're outside, there's now a whole bunch of different elements that you would have never known existed if you stay inside and try to plan out exactly what you want to do. It's like it's always a unique experience when like you come out and then you see what's going on. Like a small percentage of it is like what you're actually doing. It's kind of like such a process. I mean, the way I fish now has evolved over the course of like 10 years to the point that like I've just gotten my own knack for it. And if the fish aren't liking my way, that's fine. Then, I'm gonna get them next time when they're liking the way that I'm fishing. And it's kind of like, oh, dude, I just got followed right into my feet there. And kind of resigning myself to that has made a whole heck of a lot more peaceful come out on these trips. Because it's like, you do your best, you put yourself in a position to find it, and then the rest is history. The rest is like shown to you as you do what you love doing, as you do it the way you like doing it. Because you could fish a billion different ways other people tell you, like their strategies and everything like that. But maybe you're not gonna get the one bite that was really meant for you. If you know what I mean by that. Yo, that fish just followed me in, just jumped out of the water up there, got him. Fish on. Yo, dude, that's big. Up there in the current. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the way that you do things is unique to yourself, and then that in itself is a great reason to keep doing it that way. I mean, you learn your own stuff, you figure out your own tricks of the trade, and then you got something that no one else has got. What about that for you? Throwing the Phoebe up in raging current you wouldn't even think you could finagle a bite out of. There we go. Caught him. Rainbow under the waterfall. Woo! Awesome. Dude, that was sick. There are a lot of fish in here, and they're hungry. And they're hungry. That fish, like, I didn't even really have the option to catch it or not. Like, when I went to set the hook, he was on there and he was fighting. He's like, well, I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I hope that made sense, though, because that shit inspires me a whole heck of a lot. I mean, the variable aspect of life, exploring, fishing specifically, it's like if you trace it back to why each thing happened the way that it did, you know, it kind of was that way because of so many things combined. And that's both inspirational and humbling. It's like when you realize that X amount of it is out of your hands, then you, once it's out of your hands, and you know, you miss the fish, you don't set the hook. Even though the rod was in my hands, the power to set the hook was in my hands, it just didn't happen. So in that case, this fishing rod is practically as good as out of my hands until we do something right, and then it's back in my hands. I guess it's all in my hands the whole time, but when you look at it like that, it could be more discouraging. It's like, oh man, I really fucked up. This is all my fault. It's like, well, yes, but no. It's like, come on, be a little more kind to ourselves. I don't know. That's what fishing teaches me. It's like you lose so many fish, you can't possibly be so strapped on it. And it teaches you, like, what's a metaphor for losing fish in life? It's like messing up and, you know, missed opportunities. Same thing. And it's kind of the same, you know, you gotta treat it the same way, because there are so many different opportunities that you can't possibly do all of them. So the ones that you do come in contact with and pursue and achieve great things out of, those you just got to be grateful for, and just know that those were the ones that were meant for you. And any of the other ones that kind of passed you by, aka the fish that got off your line, or the fish that didn't even bite, or the fish you had on you lost at your feet, man, those were all just there for the journey. That's not the destination. The destination isn't the little things along the way, the fish catches, or whatever you want to call it. It's not that. It's just not. Those are kind of just time stamps, pinpoints in your life that went down, but that's not who you are. That doesn't compose you. Maybe some of them do, but you know, you can't view it too rigidly. I don't know where I'm going with that, but there are a lot of fish in here. We're gonna try to catch more, because why not?